Welcome to the show. Spring break is over. We had a fabulous one, but now we're back. Drover baseball just jumped into the rankings. They're 22nd in the NAIA Top 25. We are so proud of that. Softball's doing great, having a great season, and Drover basketball just ended. Our men's basketball team made it into the NAIA National Tournament. We're so proud of them. They played so hard. And today we have assistant coach Vinson Metcalf on the show to wrap up the 2012-13 Drover basketball season. This is In the Saddle.
The ball is tipped, there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star, and all the years no one knows just how hard you worked, but now it shows. In one shining moment, it's all on the line. One shining moment, they're frozen in time.
Welcome back to another In the Saddle. Today we have assistant men's basketball coach Vinson Metcalf here on the show to talk about the great 2012-13 Drover basketball season. The men had a great season. They made it all the way to the national tournament. So tell me what that was like.
Well, I mean, it's the same as it's always been. USAO, since I've been here, we've been to the national tournament 6 of the last 12 years. Of course, everybody knows the accomplishments we've gotten from up there. Runner-up, national championship champions, Sweet 16. The last few years, the last few times we've been there, we bowed out in the first round, but just making it to the national tournament it's a great feat within itself because there are a lot of schools that's trying to make it there, and to be chosen as one of the top 32 teams in the country, that was something that we set out to do every year.
Well, great. It was not your first time. You've been several times, but it was the first time for all of our players. It had been a solid 4 years since we had gone. 2009, I think, was our last trip. So what was that like, and how did that, I guess, play a factor in the game that none of the players had been on that stage before?
Well, we were happy. It gave Phil Harris, Graham Faulkner, who had been in the program, although they didn't play, because of some previous injuries that they suffered at the end of the year. But to see those guys go up and experience what the national championship is all about, and having it in Kansas City, where all 32 teams gathered, and the festivities and the banquet and all that that they put together, to see the videos and stuff, the archives, and meet people that have been there for quite some time now. It was a great experience for those guys, and we were happy. We were happy that they got a chance to experience that. And with that being said, we did miss those guys, experience-wise. If we talk about the game a little bit, the game came down to having a few more bodies, and having those experienced guys would have helped us overcome some of the adversity that we was facing during that first round loss to Southwestern Assemblies of God.
Well, you could tell the players kept up the momentum, they kept up the energy, but you could tell that the short bench really was starting to play a factor, in that you couldn't take them off, kind of calm them down, and get them reset and ready to go play. Exactly,
you're exactly right. When you don't have guys over there that have played on that stage, and even though they hadn't been to the national tournament before, just having that experience. Here again, Phil and Graham Faulkner had been in the program for 4 years. They knew what we were expecting, and if we'd have had those guys, I think we would have pulled the game out.
Well, we ended up facing future SAC opponent, Southwestern Assemblies of God, who actually went on to be runners-up this year. It was just a heartbreaking loss just in the final seconds of the game. What did you tell the players after the game?
Well, Coach McPherson and I, we got back to the dressing room, and we could see that they were upset. But we just let them know that what they've accomplished was something that the previous teams didn't accomplish, and that there will be 30 other teams at the national tournament feeling the same way we were feeling at that point in time. So we just gave them encouragement to keep their head up. They have nothing to be ashamed about. There were a lot of teams that didn't make it, and to be in the top 32 in the country, that was gratifying. That should be gratifying to them.
We had a lot of players who were named All-Conference, and Norris Rump was actually named All-America's second team this year. So talk about a little bit about Norris and the other key players.
Norris really stepped up for us this year, having been in this league a year, and that's where the experience comes in the Student Athletic Conference. If you got some guys that have been to war, so to speak, in this conference in previous years, you hope that those guys come around and become leaders, and Norris really became a leader this year. We could count on him to get guys to practice on time. We could count on him just taking care of the little things that sometimes coaches can't take care of. So he really stepped up, and the accolades that he achieved and the awards that he received, it shows a lot about how he matured as a basketball player.
He'll definitely be missed, and another player you guys are going to miss, Graham Faulkner. He came up with a lot of character awards. He got the Senior Athletic Conference Co-Sportsmanship Award, and he was named an NAIA Champion of Character. So talk about Graham.
Well, things that you can't replace. I mean, things that you look for in a lot of guys. Graham was a model citizen on the basketball floor and off the court, and sometimes coaches pray to get players like that. It's unfortunate that the whole team is can't be like that. But Graham was a role model. He was a model citizen for the basketball program, and we surely gonna miss him.
Well, we had 7 seniors this year, including the 2 gentlemen we just talked about. So how are you guys filling the spots? How's recruiting going?
Recruiting is going quite well, exactly. We're out on the road. I'm talking to a lot of coaches, and I've seen some players that I'm targeting. There have been a few commitments from a couple of players. We just got to wait until the academic part sets in. You got to find out how many hours they've passed, and once we've reached that point in the season, in the year, which comes around the 1st of May, mid-May, when other schools get out of school, we can put those guys on the dotted line. And if you can recall, we was having this same conversation back last year, and we had to replace 7 guys. So you just got to get back out and get on the phone and go see some players and have them commit and sign on the dotted line and come be a part of the USAO Drover.
Okay, well, great. Thank you. We look forward to that for next year. Have a great off season, and we'll talk to you next year.
Thank you.
Now it's time for Fan of the Week. Each week we pick our Fan of the Week who wins an awesome t-shirt as recognized on our show and on our USAO Drovers Facebook page. Last time's Fan of the Week was Kelly Driscoll. Again, congratulations. Now, do you want to be Fan of the Week? It's super easy. Just go on to our USAO Drovers Facebook page and like our In the Saddle link or the In the Saddle Fan of the Week picture for that week to enter to win. And this week's Fan of the Week is Nicole Thomas. Again, congratulations to you.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. I keep it so fresh on the microphone. I like no interruption.
Well, that's our show. We'll see you next time on In the Saddle.
My favorite play is the alley-oop. I like the pick and roll. I like the give and go. And it's basketball. Bow wow, let's go.